Good evening, everybody, and welcome to a rather impromptu episode of Orta or Better. I'm Luke, and I was meant to be Gilly, or Gilly was meant to be me, and I'm joined tonight by Mad Adam, Carl, and Jay. How are we doing, fellas?
Yeah, not too bad.
All right.
Wasn't expecting to be here, so...
Yeah, let's address that elephant in the room, then. Where the bloody hell's Gilly?
Well, I want to put this out there now. I think because of the treachery that Gilly has shown the pod, I reckon we should call him MATTY GILLIOSKI for the foreseeable.
GILLIOSKI. I like it.
MATTY GILLIOSKI.
If anybody's seen Gilly, if they'd just like to tweet the Ought to Know Better pod account and just let us know where he is, if he's still alive. Yeah,
we're concerned. We're so then pissed off.
Yeah, we're a real concerned bunch, and we hope he's not falling in a ditch and falling asleep or anything like that. So yeah, we're without Gilly tonight. He's still going to be doing the editing. He'll be pleased to hear. But first things first. Yeah, we had our Brad and Coke straight after the City game. Fantastic game, but really quickly. I don't think any of us guys were on, actually. It was the other lads and Shannon. Did a fantastic job. Our first ever live broadcast went really well. But yeah, nobody really heard our thoughts apart from in the comments. So I'm just going to fly around you all really quickly. I don't want to talk about it too much or focus on the obvious refereeing decisions, because we are going to have another episode of In Off the VAR with Carl and Jimmy the ref later on this week. So yeah, really quickly, Jay, just give me a quick recap of what you thought of the game on Saturday, please.
Well, yeah, it were a good start, obviously, by us. I were cautiously optimistic going in, but I did expect us to probably get beat, to be honest. I'd never predict against us because, you know, I'm not that bad, but we had a good start. We had some chances. We got the goal. We were looking good. Then we got the red card, and that inevitable sort of sinking feeling came with that. That, you know, you think, oh, for fuck's sake, here we go, and it just felt like the entire game after that was just waiting for them to score. The fact that we held them off for so long and then came through and grabbed an amazing breakaway goal like that, it was like just a miracle. I were just over the moon. I didn't expect it. I think you've got to give a lot of credit to the team. Everybody worked hard, and everybody did a really good job. So yeah, really pleased with it.
Couldn't agree more with that, mate. To a fair assessment. Horrible game to watch when we were 1-0 down for probably.
It was a nail biter.
The majority of the game was absolutely awful to watch, other than the first 20 minutes or so, until Cooper got sent off. Was it about 30th minute he got sent off? 35 minutes, I think.
I just before half time.
It was earlier than half time. Was like the 42nd minute or something.
Oh, was it that late?
Depends what your stream was saying.
For some of us it was just before half time. For some of us it seemed like it was second half.
It seemed really early on. I think it was because we're under so much pressure, I think. But yeah, Adam, what your thoughts on it, mate?
Do you know what? I think it was like a Freaky Friday moment for Leeds United as a club, because and I mean this, all last season, how many times do we batter the fuck out of teams? They got out of 10 men, they dig in. Like we just had to. It was weird. It was like watching. We were like fucking Barnsley from last season. Do you know what I mean? Or Rotherham. Honestly, this is not to do with me.
He's one of my kittens. He's the loudest little fucker you've ever heard.
Right, yeah. Well, I know we told you needed to get some pussy, but
well, yeah, you know, I've got to take what I can get.
Sorry, go on, Adam.
That's probably throwing me off, to be fair. I'll try. But it and Carl's fucked off and off. It's all gone. Can't speak. But no, for me, it was just a complete role reversal last season, wasn't it? Where we battered teams and we've possession, and we think, how are we not putting this to bed? And City fans and you know, they must be thinking the same thing. And when they bring on De Bruyne, fucking Phil Foden, and I can't remember who else about them.
Bring on
Gundogan as well. Yeah, De Bruyne, Gundogan.
No, he didn't come on, did he?
No, he didn't come on.
Gundogan did, didn't he?
Aguero one.
No, Aguero.
I can't remember.
Aguero was
Gundogan and Foden, I think, were the only two.
Yeah, but for me, I just thought it was really nice actually to see us do what teams did to us for the past couple of years in Championship.
I tell you what,
I really enjoyed it.
Not a nice position.
I weren't nervous at all. I just thought, you know what, if we get fucking pumped now, like we've given it a good go. I just have known, and even when Cooper got sent off, I thought, you know what, we're expected to get fucking battered here. We're 1-up. Cooper's gone, so hopefully we'll bring strike on and fucking sort defence out.
I've just realised.
I thought it was brilliant. I thought it was a really enjoyable game. I didn't get stressed at any point during that game. That's why I was so quiet in the group chat. I really enjoyed it.
It were a bit like that Wigan game for us a couple of years ago, except this time we were Wigan.
You're a dick. You took exactly what I was going to say there.
Yeah, I can't
understand the time and not interrupting the man, and you just fucking waltz in and kick him in the nuts and go, "Hey, I've got a better point."
I can't contain myself.
I can't understand how you'd enjoy that feeling. I fucking hated every second when we were behind getting pumped in our own area. In fact, for pretty much fucking all the game. Do you know what I mean? How did you enjoy
the remake of the Alamo for a while?
Do you know why I enjoyed it so much? It's because we're not just playing. But we're not just playing.
Because you weren't really watching it. You were in the cellar.
No, I weren't. Nice. I was going to say she was scared. I enjoyed it because for the first time in a number of years, we've actually shown a backbone, and that really, 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 every player dug in, and every player on that pitch that day, for me, showed what it was to be Leeds, and like even players that I've slated all season, Alioski, I think he's wank, but without Alioski, we wouldn't have Dallas's winner at 92nd minute. I thought, when you go into a game, it's nice to go into a game expecting to get absolutely pumped, and to have this result and the euphoria that we've had from that. That's even if we'd have drawn, not one person would have fucking gone.
Even if we'd have been beaten, I don't think we'd have been that unhappy. But anyway, I don't want to spend too much more time on it.
Anyway,
but I do want to hear Carl's thoughts before we do move on.
Well, I was just going to say, yeah, took it. I was just going to say what Adam was saying there is fairly spot on with the backbone. Like, I'll be honest, I don't share your comfort in watching that whole second half, Adam. But like there was points at which I was like, Jesus, yeah, we're going to sneak this. Even when we were 1-1, I was always like, I said it to my mate, Jimmy the ref's son, Barry. I said it to him at half time. I was like, watch, Buzzer, they're going to push so high up the line, up the field, we're going to catch them on the halfway line. Watch it. We'll only take 1 or 2 chances, but we'll catch them. And sure enough, Dallas and Alioski sprung that trap, and it was great work. I felt it was uncomfortable watching for quite a bit, like, if I'm being honest, but there was parts where you could see, I did notice it myself, and then I read a Phil Hay article today where there was a lot of people saying, why didn't players push onto them when they were, coming forward? And I was kind of watching it thinking, well, if you bring them on, you're going to close the amount of space that they have between the final third and the 18-yard box, and by pressing at certain times, it worked perfectly, like. Perfectly, and
the final what, Carl?
The final third.
Just checking.
Just clarifying.
Absolutely right.
So I was like, I just felt then that was just it was a good watch. It was a great game to kind of, for a neutral, that would have been the ultimate game to watch. That's a defense versus attack. We're not on Zoom. You don't need to put your hand.
Put your hand down, Adam, please.
Sorry.
Go for it, man. What's up?
I usually have to sit on them. But Mez, I'm going to ask. I know I'm not hosting this, but I'm going to ask you. Like, what did you think of that? Because you said you hated the second half, but did you not? Did anybody think at any point City were going to overrun us? I just thought it was the most composed Leeds defensive performance I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, defensively, we were really, really good. We were really, really good defensively. However, City are that good in attack and offensively. I expected it was just an awful, uncomfortable position to be in for probably all of the second half until we scored that winner. That was we only had one other chance prior to that, and it was Rafinha. And I think they were probably the only 2 times we were in their half in the whole of the second half. And it was just uncomfortable watching as a Leeds fan. It wasn't nice. They were just passing the ball around. They were running through. They had probably best part of 75% possession in that second half. And I just found it really uncomfortable. Anyway, that's that. We've covered it.
I just want to say one thing as well. Like, I think on the pod last week, we were talking about defenders that they might bring in, and someone said they might play Ake with the thing, and I suggested that we needed to target Ake last week on the pod to get any joy, and we absolutely hammered him in the first half. Hammered him. Those three of our best chances came from absolutely just trying to play around Ake, and he hadn't a clue. I don't know why they paid so much money for him. He's a good player, don't get me wrong, but he's not a City player. Like,
I think you're a panic buy, wasn't he?
Agreed.
Yeah. Kind of a default, he's the only defender available sort of buy.
Yeah.
Like,
they needed some cover, like, with company going, so they had to get someone in, like.
Yeah.
But,
sorry, Carl, you still talking? Still got something to say?
I'll take 50.
You can try to move on for 10 minutes, as best.
It's all right. It's all right. This is a quick recap of the game we played on Saturday, by the way, that we've already covered on Brady and Coke. But if anybody else wants to speak, make it known now. If not, shut the fuck up. Thank you. So, yeah, I mean, stay where you are, Carl, because I'm going to come to you for... We haven't got any predictions this week because, unfortunately, Matt's let us all down.
GILLIOSKI.
GILLIOSKI's let us all down and decided to go get drunk somewhere on his birthday. His birthday was yesterday, so he's not even got that excuse anymore. The old bastard.
The hangovers are worse when you get older.
Yeah, so just a real quick recap on the predictions. I know Emily Render needs a quick special mention because she backed Leeds to win 2-1 and I think she was the only one who got the score correct.
And it was on her birthday.
Done, Emily. On her birthday. And I think she won loads of money as well betting on the game. So well done, Emily Render.
She did all right, didn't she?
Yeah. Well done, Render.
So I'm going to come now to Mr. Carl at Casco28 because we're going to go through the poll results again. I think this might be quite short and brief. There's not really a lot to talk about. I'm really surprised this was the winner. As much as everybody wants to see it, it's not really an ideal talking point because it's what every Leeds fan wants. Carl, go ahead, go for it.
Do you want to mention what it is, or do you just want to keep talking?
Yeah, go for it, mate.
Yeah. Each week we ask the listeners to choose the main pod subject. So from the following: Bielsa 2-year contract rumour, our next 2 big games, Leeds 100 million big spenders versus Sean Dyche and his ultra-tight purse strings. The winner was Bielsa's contract. Like Luke said, I think it is going to be kind of short and sweet. We're only working on rumours of a paper that I recently read is the equivalent to the Sun in Argentina. So I'm not 100% sure how accurate that paper is, but the thought of Bielsa signing a 2-year contract, it'll be the first time in his managerial career where he's committing himself for more than 1 year, essentially, really. Apart from Newell's and Argentina, but club football, I think it's the first time he's actually kind of gone and gone, I'll take 2 years rather than 1. But again, it's a paper that's meant to be like the Sun in Argentina. So I'll go to you first, Jay. What do you think it's possible? Like,
well, anything's possible.
And the fact that he's absolutely in love with Yorkshire now at this stage.
Well, that's it, and he's never managed a club as long as he has us, has he? So he's already kind of broken his own sort of rules and past sort of patterns. But I don't think he would sign a 2-year contract personally. I don't think it's anything to do with whether he sees himself here. It's just the kind of man he is. I think he likes to do it on a year-by-year basis so that if the club's not happy with him, they can let him go. And if he's not happy with the club, he can walk away. And everybody, it's just a clean cut, no messing around. I don't think he's the kind of person that wants any kind of protracted negotiations or battles to get out of something. If the club aren't happy with him, he doesn't want to manage the club. So I think that's why he does it, so there's an out for everybody. I don't think there's any danger of him leaving. I think this is probably his last job unless he goes home and manages Newell's again at some point.
I think he'll do
that. I think so. I'll get some kind of ambassadorial role with them or something. They'd be missing a trick if they had him upstairs. But, you know, he's getting on. He might just want to finish up here and go home. Do you know what I mean? Alternatively, he could be going to massive lengths just to stay out of his wife's way. So that's why he's still in Yorkshire.
That's not a bad point, but apparently he loves his wife very much. So I
don't doubt it. I don't doubt it.
I put it down to his love and of Leeds and the Yorkshire Dales and everything that he mentioned that he loves previously. But I think with Bielsa and the way he negotiates his contracts and sets himself up for doing the 1 year kind of contract stuff here and there. Personally, I think it's a great kind of standard to set for a manager because he's not looking for any payoff. He's not looking for any compensation payout. He's kind of setting a standard where managers should look at it and go, well, maybe that's the way to go. Maybe I should think of the club rather than myself. You know, and maybe if more managers did it, clubs wouldn't be in debt up to their eyeballs. Like if you're not good enough in any job, regardless of what you do, if you get sacked and you're on a 5-year contract, you don't get that contract paid out. So why do you get it paid out?
Isn't it?
So
it has to be a clause though that they negotiate in.
Pardon?
It has to be a clause that they negotiate in when they sign deals, these managers, because there's no justification for the payouts people get in football.
No, not at all. And I feel that if more managers kind of approached contracts like Bielsa, I think football would probably be a lot better for it. What do you think, Mez?
Yeah, I think the same, mate. I think it's nice. It's a nice talking point actually. Although the Bielsa situation is pretty much black and white in the fact that probably every Leeds fan wants him to stay as long as possible. I'd have him here for the rest of his life. But yeah, the good talking point about the contracts and that these clubs are signing. You know, David Moyes, when he was at Man United, was on a 5-year contract or something stupid.
8-year contract. I only finished there last year.
Oh, was it 8 years?
Something stupid.
That was Pardew that had that.
Pardew was on 8 years.
Oh, Moyes had a 5 or 6 year one then.
Yeah, but even still, I mean, the contracts and the payouts. Who is it who's looking for a £3 million payout at the minute from someone?
Sheffield United.
Yeah,
what's his name?
Yeah, Wilder wants £3 million for what? Fucking getting them relegated. How does that work? If I was shit at my job, I won't get fucking £3 million quid.
Exactly. He tried to quit about 3 times.
Yeah.
I'm going to play devil's advocate here because in Bielsa taking Lille to court for about fucking €8.5 million.
I think he won.
Yeah, no, that's because they fucked him over, not because he's a greedy bastard. Bielsa operates on principle. He's not money motivated.
I fully understand, but we can't hammer Wilder.
I'm not hammering him.
Doing this to wind you up.
I'm not hammering him for it. I'm just, you know.
Oh no! I mean, if I was Wilder, I could get that sort of payout.
He's cost him more than the money he's looking for. So why would you pay him it like?
All I'm saying is Bielsa is taking a load of money out of Lille, and I think he's paid for his own lawsuit, which again talks about the integrity of the man to try and get that blemish off his managerial record. I fully understand.
Adam, can you tell us more about this? Because I don't know much about it.
So from what I understand, Bielsa signed a reasonably sizable deal with Lille. I think it's back when they had Hazard there and all that sort of shit. And he was there based on the fact that they had these really good up-and-coming youngsters. Like, obviously, we've got Paveda. They had Hazard.
Yeah.
And then they fucked Hazard off to Chelsea. And Bielsa was all pissed off. And for any of our French listeners, because I'm sure we've got millions, you can correct me. And Lille basically went from the top Champions League team to really struggling, and the players lost faith in Bielsa, and Bielsa ended up getting released from his contract. But Bielsa was saying this isn't anything to do with football; it's all politics, and there was a lot of internal turmoil within board level to players, agents, and all that sort of shit.
Yeah.
And then Bielsa basically got like, in essence, wrong fair dismissal.
Well, what you're telling me there, Adam, just really quickly is completely opposite to Wilder. Sheffield United support Wilder, but to the sum of 50 odd million. For Lille I mean, I'm sure Bielsa, when he agrees to join a club, he sets his standards like he does. We want a running track. I want complete control over the transfers, or some control over who leaves. If they're going to sell their star players, they're obviously going against what they've probably pre-agreed with Bielsa. Yeah. Wilder's just done a fucking wank job with a lot of money.
Yeah,
you know, they've spent big money on Ryan Brewster and Ollie McBurney and just real shit players. So when I don't think the comparison's fair. Is probably what I'm trying to get at.
No. I'm not comparing the two. I actually think, right, I hate Wilder. He's a ham. I hate him, but you've got to respect what Wilder has done from going up from League Two and he got found out. He found his level. He got found out. Simple as that.
Yeah.
But can't really fault him for what he's done. But with Bielsa's a man of principle, as we just alluded to. And this 2-year contract talk, whether he takes a 2-year, I don't want him to take a 2-year deal because I don't want him to feel like he has to see out, because he's a man of principle. If it's going tits up, he's like the captain of Titanic when it sinks. He's still there, going like that. He's the orchestra, he's the main man. The ship's sinking, but he's still going to be there. I don't want that for him. I don't want him to fuck it up, and I don't think he ever would. But I just don't. I never want his reputation to be tarnished again, because he's done so much for this club and for this city. I'd rather just do 1 year roll it. And for him to leave on his terms, I'd never ever want things to go tits up at Leeds with Bielsa, and for the board to go, do you know what, this isn't working anymore. I'd want Bielsa to leave on his own terms.
It's a really special time in it to be at Leeds at the minute, to be a Leeds fan, because this is we are actually probably one of the most exciting football teams, and even from a non-biased perspective, I've spoken to some of my friends who support clubs that should hate us pretty much, and they're saying that Leeds United to watch are probably certainly the most exciting in the Premiership, but even potentially in the world. I mean, Barcelona aren't really what they used to be. Real Madrid probably don't play as well as they used to, the Galacticos and all that sort of stuff. So when on paper, we're probably one of the most exciting teams, certainly in England, but potentially in Europe and the world as well for me. And it's a great time and a great. We've got to sort of appreciate what we've got at the moment with Bielsa and with the opportunity. So if that 2-year contract is slapped on the table for Bielsa, I can't hold that against anybody, especially the club, because they've done a fantastic job since taking over as Rads, and then the backroom team with Angus and Orta as well.
Do you know?
Sorry, Carl, go on.
I quite like. I quite like if he took a 2-year contract, but also I like Adam's point where he likes the 1-year one. Like every summer for the last 3 years, we found out that Bielsa signed a contract. It's been like a new signing, and we've been absolutely like the buzz going into the first game of the season, going, "We fucking got him for another year! Holy shit!"
Perfect. Perfect man management from the man.
Yeah.
He's controlling everything. That's why he's the best. That's why he's so good. Because he controls all our emotion. Everybody. So we're fans. So imagine you're fucking Stuart Dallas, who's been playing for Brentford. He's been lambasted by Leeds fans because he weren't a good winger. Now he's one of our fucking star man. Do you know what I mean? He must be buzzing when he gets that news that he's gonna keep learning under Bielsa.
Like
he leaves it all on tenterhooks. Like
I think any footballer, like if they got the opportunity to come to Leeds, like I know European football and all that's a big draw for clubs nowadays, and that's where players want to go. But look, we got Rafinha. He had the opportunity to play Champions League football, and he still came.
Yeah, exactly.
Like we all know as fans, we all know the pulling power that Leeds United has, regardless of what other clubs might say about Leeds going, oh, this and it's like, yeah, but you'll never admit that we have that pulling power, because we do. But by adding Bielsa to the mix, we've completely blown that. Like, I'd say we have more pulling power now than Scum. If we had European football, we'd have more pulling power than Scum with Bielsa.
Yeah, with European football.
With that in mind, then, what do you make of these, Carl? With that in mind, with the pull we've got and the Argentine connection, what do you make of these Aguero rumours?
I love it. Kevin Keegan.
Amazing.
Sorry, are you two called Carl?
Sorry.
Don't make me mute you.
My personal opinion of that is, if he was available for a 2-year contract, I'd take him tomorrow. Now, people are going to go, we can't afford his wages. Blah, blah, yeah. You know how you afford his wages? He's out of contract. Even at 32, you're going to pay 20 million for Aguero. Give him 20 million in wages over 2 years. Get the man in. That's your transfer fee paid in wages. He's on a free. It's a no-brainer. If we have the opportunity to take him on, take him.
Carl, just really quickly on that. When a player is a free transfer, they commend a much higher signing fee, also agent fees as well and things. So it's not quite. I mean, it sounds really great and simple, but do we want to take a chance on a player like Aguero for 20 million over 2 seasons, or 20 million a season, or whatever it's going to cost us, when we've shown that we can get a player of Rafinha's quality for less than that, who's going to be playing most weeks? You know, Aguero's injury prone. It's a great point. I don't want to be. I don't want to put a spoiler on it. I'd love Aguero. I'd love Aguero. I'd have a shirt on it with his name on back tomorrow.
Like, I didn't say that we were going to. I said if it's going to cost 20 million for 2 years, I'd say sign him. But if we can get someone better for less money, who's younger and is going to be fit a lot more, then obviously do that. But you know, there's nothing wrong with having that option there if it's going to cost you the signing on fee and the wages over 2 years. Like,
you just won't want another. You won't want another Ian Rush situation.
Yeah.
He's a little bit better than Ian Rush.
Listen, boys, let's be honest.
Thomas Brolin.
We spent 27 million on Rodrigo and he's done fuck all. So, do you know what I mean? Let's
I think that's a bit harsh, Adam.
He's been injured as much as Aguero has been all season as well, to be fair.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He's paying 27 mil for a player who's coming up to 30. Let's not...
3 years younger than Aguero.
But he's done nothing. Aguero was he the top 5 Premier League goal scorer of all time?
Of all time, yeah.
I would rather spend that £20 million on Aguero for 2 years than I would have done seeing Rodrigo do.
But you're saying that now. If Rodrigo, he's not renowned for being injury prone. Rodrigo in his history, he's had a great record at Valencia and obviously for the Spain national team. Before this season, going on injury records and scoring records, if you could be offered both players, one at 32, one at 29, one for the same money, bearing in mind Aguero's going to be on probably 400 grand a weekish, maybe 300 grand a week, maybe. I guess.
Coming to the end, isn't he? He's coming to the end, so he's not going to be on that money. He's going to want to retire. He's already said he wants to retire in Indy.
That's exactly why he's going to be on that money. That's exactly why he's going to be on that money, because he's retiring. He can go to America probably, or to anywhere and get paid mega bucks. I think it's a non-starter. I think it's a lazy journalism, but it's nice to think about and to be put in that bracket.
I agree. I do agree. And he won't get ahead of Bamford anyway.
We can all agree that we prefer Bielsa to sign 1 year contracts then, yeah? Going by that last bit of conversation there, yeah? Absolutely. See, the poll was about Bielsa, but you know... we've
ended up on Aguero. Right then.
Roundabout conversation.
Yeah, with that in mind, then we'll move swiftly on to another part of the show where we're going to we're just going to sort of play it by ear. I think I just wanted to mention a couple of tweets this week that I've seen from Leeds fans.
Tweet of the week.
Yeah, just one in particular, and I don't know how you guys feel about it. Have any of you got tattoos?
Yeah.
No, I haven't actually. I'd like some.
So some of you got tattoos, some of you haven't. I don't know if this particular gentleman's got tattoos, but basically he's put out on Twitter saying so after Dallas's brace at the weekend against City, that if Dallas retweets this or replies to this or something, he's going to get his face tattooed on his body. Now, let's just have a quick vote more than anything, I think. But quickly, what do you think of it, and would you get something similar done? I mean, I would, but for something more meaningful, if he scored the winner at an FA Cup final, or potentially, and I don't know, to stay up on the last day of the season, and something like that. Given that we've beaten probably the best team in England, and he scored both goals, Adam, would you get the tattoo and why?
No, I wouldn't. And the person who's put that tweet out probably should lay off the quavers and panda pops and try and finger a girl.
Too many numbers.
He's clearly doing it for a few likes on a social media platform.
Stuart Dallas liked it.
Did he?
He said, "I'm waiting to see the picture."
Stuart Dallas
did man.
Do you know what I mean? And this is half the problem, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I wouldn't do it if Stuart Dallas got to win in the Champions League final. I'd go for it. But...
Yeah. Jay, what about you?
Well, I've not got any tattoos. I do want a couple, but I don't think I could have somebody's face tattooed on me. I just couldn't. It's not for me.
It could go so wrong, couldn't it? It could look like nothing like him, or you know what I mean? He's just fucking cringing it.
Can you imagine though? It's like you're showing it off proudly to somebody, like especially like say it's another Leeds fan, or something. They go, "Who's that?" and they name somebody else, some randomer, and you're like, "No, it's fucking Stuart Dallas."
Is that meant to be Grant Mitchell?
Yeah, exactly. You're like, "What do you mean? It's brilliant." And they're like, "All right, mate. Yeah, sound."
Good point. Carl, what about you?
Yeah, I'd go with the point Adam made earlier. If it was a Champions League goal or an FA Cup final goal or the goal that won the league, I'd happily get a Stuart Dallas wheeling away from scoring the winner to get us the league title or something like that. I'd happily get that because he's been one of the most unsung heroes of this Leeds United team. I didn't realise he's been with us 6.5 years now.
Well,
6.5 years.
He's a Leeds lad. Loves the club.
He's I know he's from Cookridge and all that, but it's where's the time gone? He was around when that cool Kappa kit came out, where there was no sponsor on it.
Yeah.
He was around then. Yeah. And how many players have passed through the doors since then? And we were all, it was like,
Yeah,
but I'd happily get that if it was a monumental goal. I wouldn't get it for that because it's going to turn into the Jermaine Beckford goal at bleeding Old Trafford, and that's not we're not tin pot so.
Exactly. I think we can all agree on that. Then I think it's for scoring a couple of goals and getting a few likes. No, if it was more, nothing to Stuart. If you watch this, nothing to take away. I think you're absolutely fucking brilliant.
Yeah, we all love it, don't we?
And if you want to get in touch with me, I'll get your name tattooed on my forehead. But no, I think it's a bit daft and a little bit probably over eager, a little bit tin pot as well, probably. However, each to their own. I'm not going to judge him as a person for doing it. But yeah.
Speaking of stupid tweets, seeing as we're on the topic, did anyone see the tweet that absolute lemonhead put out where he said he'd get the same haircut as Ronaldo from the 2002 World Cup if Bamford liked his tweet? There was about 20 minutes between your man writing the tweet and Bamford liking it. And I want to see that guy, because if that guy has a girlfriend, he's going to be single as soon as he gets that fucking haircut.
That's a little bit different as well, though, isn't it? It's a haircut. You can change it after a few days or whatever. I mean, I couldn't even have that if I wanted it. So I don't have a fringe. I couldn't have the Ronaldo. But yeah, there's lots of daft stuff going around social media and stuff, and it's a good place to be when Leeds are playing well and Leeds are winning. Real toxic place to be around sometimes as well when either Leeds aren't doing so well or there's something in the news that half the fan base do and don't disagree with. But look, that's social media, and that's what we make of it. So let's move on. Let's move on to the preview for the Liverpool game.
Nez, can I just say on that with the guy with the stupid fucking haircut? He's at on Twitter. He's Luke Freeman 21. So at Luke Freeman 21, we would like to get you on this pod with your stupid haircut. So we can just rinse you, mate, and
get him on.
We can ask you why.
Get him on for Berardi and Coke after the pool game.
Come on, Luke. You want to put this stupid haircut on Twitter? We want to see it, boys.
Come and take your medicine, lad. Come on.
I mean, you know what? Come on.
We'll even tweet out and see if he'll come on and rate us.
Yeah, great shout.
So Luke, we'll see you soon.
Luke Freeman is not Bamford, idiot.
Edit that.
So speaking about Liverpool coming up, really quick. Just a bit of a preview on how you expect it to go. Obviously, earlier in the season, I think it was the first game of the season, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I was away.
Yeah.
I was away somewhere, and it was 4-3. Great performance. Everybody expected us to get absolutely fucking stuffed, champions of England, and we put up a real gutsy performance against a strong Liverpool side that were expected to beat us probably by double figures, realistically, being the newly promoted side. In terms of form, they obviously had a good result the other night. Starting to get a string of half-decent results together. Pushing for top 4. Champions League football. How do you see it going, Carl?
I'll be honest with you. I was talking to a Liverpool mate of mine on Sunday after the City game, and now it's Adam's turn to vanish.
And there's noises coming from downstairs.
Yeah, he's just making sure they're still unconscious. I have a lot of Liverpool friends from growing up back home in Mayo.
Yeah.
Like, you were either Liverpool, Arsenal, or Scum, and that was just the way it was. And there was maybe a handful of Leeds fans, and you got used to the old abuse you got. But I be honest with you, I don't think Liverpool are looking forward to playing us.
I don't think
I don't mean it as in just in general. No one looks forward to playing us. The way the guy I was chatting to on Sunday was going on, he's not looking forward to us next Monday night at all. He said he's not confident after seeing the way we played against City. He said there's absolutely no way. He's not even betting on Liverpool. He said he's probably going to bet on Leeds to win.
What scab?
Well, but look, it's not being a scab. Like, everyone does it. If you can win money, why would you not win money?
Never bet against my team.
I couldn't.
That makes no odds. Like,
It just doesn't feel right.
You know, but
it doesn't.
I personally think we're going to I think we're going to do them on Monday night.
Yeah. Okay. Jay, what are your thoughts?
That doesn't mean I'm giving a prediction.
No, it's fine.
I just think we're going to beat them.
You'll go with the majority. You'll do as you're told. Jay, give us your thoughts on how you think the game might pan out on Monday Night Football with Cara.
Oh, yeah, big Cara. I'm sick of these Monday night games. To be fair, I hate them. Absolutely hate them. The weekend shit. We're waiting for a Monday game. I just don't like it. Yeah, no, but it still makes the weekend shit, doesn't it? Anyway, so
I mean, you can relax all weekend, and then the weekend's over. You can just fucking get really angry on a Monday night and start.
But then the week is shit rather than the weekend.
Well, the week's shit anyway. Next you have to work, so it doesn't make no odds. I watched that first game with my mate who's a Liverpool fan, and like watching his face when we were scoring goals and stuff, it were magic. I mean, I was gutted we lost, but I was buzzing at the end of it. Cause I thought, what a performance! Do you know what I mean? And I know they turned out not to be the same Liverpool as they were last season, but what a performance it was from us. And I think that you guys are right. They won't be looking forward to this at all. And seeing what we did to City, if that hadn't got the boys buzzing like fuck, to go there and get something, it's just a bit of a shame that they have picked up a bit form-wise recently. But we'll go there. We'll do our thing. As long as we don't concede an early goal, because that always seems to be the killer for us against good sides. As long as we don't do that, I think we're in with a really good chance and we could come away with a result.
Good shout. I'll come back to you in a minute for your predictions. Adam, how do you see it panning out?
I'm more confident about this than I've been for a game for a long time. I think Liverpool, they're going to get battered by Real Madrid tomorrow. I think they're going to be
knackered.
They're going to be tired. They're not going to. And you've got to remember, when we lost 4-3 to them first game of the season, they had Van Dijk and Gomez at centre back. They haven't got that. So that we played Liverpool at their first game as defending champions with the in my opinion, were
Strongest
the best
11 they had.
in the world.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You know, that was their strongest, and we gave them a fucking good go. And it were only because of stupid, naive decisions, you know, with penalties, that we lost that game.
Well, yeah, that was the handball, Llorente handball, was it?
There was Llorente, and then there was Rodrigo in the last 10 minutes when he came on and just fucked about for a bit. So for me, I'm genuinely not worried about this. It might mean we get dick 6-0 now because I've said that, but I'm at this point. I think Liverpool have gone down a few levels and we've come up. So I think I'm not saying we're going to match Liverpool or we match these top 4 teams, but we've adapted and the players have been. They've improved massively, and I think we're at that sort of level, especially a weakened Liverpool. So yeah, I'm not worried about this at all. I think we could, because it's at Elland Road. Not that it matters about the fans, but I'm confident. I reckon we'll win this.
It's a really good call as well. The fact that we're when we played that first game, we'd never played at this level, and we're a different team now.
Who the fuck thought Harrison would? Yeah, who would have thought Click would score? Harrison would control that ball the way he did.
Yeah,
Dick Van Dijk.
Dick Van Dijk.
What, Mary?
And then Scott, like. But the thing is, that was for me. That was probably our standout performance. Like, because we just had we just didn't give a fuck, did we?
It set a good platform, didn't it, early on in the season? It set a real good platform of the expectation and how we could match some of these top sides, especially, as you said, defending champions. They had a real solid defence last season. No changes to that defence when they played us, pretty much. And we put 3 past them in their first game as defending champs. So
the belief that must give our lads that they could compete.
It's worth noting as well that handball that was given for a penalty against Llorente in that game probably wouldn't have been a handball now at this stage of the season. They've changed the rules. But yeah, I follow your guys' optimism. I'm really optimistic based on the City performance. That will put a good shift in and we'll do ourselves proud. I don't know. I mean, I'm going to do a prediction, but only because we have to. It could go one way or the other for me, and it could be. But I do think it will be a high-scoring game. So, before we do go on to the predictions, though, we haven't covered the Hock Topic.
No,
so we're just going to fly.
Before we go on to that, can I just jump in just to grab a point that Jay was making about their form recently, Liverpool's form. I've just checked it there, right? Out of their last 12 games, they've won 6. Since they lost to Brighton or to Man City, they've played 12 games. They've played 3 of them in the Champions League, right? And they've only won 6 of their last 12, and 3 have been in the Champions League. That's not form.
How many?
No, but what's the last 5 games like?
Their last 5 games, Champions League, they played Leipzig. They won. They beat Wolves. They beat Arsenal. And they beat Madrid and Villa. That's not form, really. Like, huh?
The last 5 games. You go on the last 5 games for the form table, don't you?
Yeah, but we're talking Premier League. We're not talking bleeding Champions League.
No, but they're beating Real Madrid and Leipzig, so I'd say that was pretty good form.
They didn't beat Real Madrid. They lost 3-1 to Real.
Oh yeah, they did.
Right. You just said they
did.
No, I said they beat Leipzig. Wolves, Arsenal lost to Real and beat Villa.
Right. I'd still say that 4 wins out of 5 is pretty good form against those sides.
Didn't Villa give them a good game?
Pardon?
Villa give them a really good game.
Hey, potato, tomato. Tomato.
Liverpool got the fear.
Hock Topic.
The clock
topic. On to the Hock Topic, and we've obviously got Jurgen Klopp, our favourite, David Hockaday. Who are we going with then, Adam?
I'm still pissed off. I keep having to do this every week.
No, you're not.
I'm running out of things to say about the Hock now. Just fuck the Hock, right? I like
That'll do.
Thank you.
Adam.
Heavy metal football.
Jay?
Well, do you know what? I mean, all I can say is Klopp is a really good manager, but he's also a massive twat. And that thing with him when he sees a camera out of the corner of his eye and he starts fake passion, can't stand that. You know, it's raw with the Hock. It's real. It's from the heart. You know. So I'm going for the Hock.
Carl?
Well, I know why we do it. It's the Hock.
I'm going to stick by my guns, and the reasons that I pick the manager is based on who would like to manage our club moving forward. Should Bielsa ever leave, you would never want the fucking Hock back. You'd always want Klopp. So that takes us on to the last part of the show. Before we do shoot off and close, we are just going to go through and take our 4 predictions for the Liverpool game. And I'll start with you, Jay, if I may.
Well, obviously, I'm sticking with my customary 4-1, and I think I've said this before, but I think this time I might get it.
Yeah, well, you're probably going to be close. You've got to get it one. But laws of average say you've got to get it right at least once in a season.
It's got to happen, hasn't it? It's got to happen.
Yeah. Carl. Oh no, are you going to give us? One? Oh. Give us a little cheeky prediction.
Do it. No.
Give us a little one. No. Okay.
You've got to get him when he's drunk, Mez.
What about Mad Adam, the mad bastard? What are you going for?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, you hear me now?
Right. Okay.
I'm on the boost.
Okay, hear me now. I'm on the boost. Yeah, I can see you, dickhead.
So he's brought him and he's dropped him.
Adam, sorry, Jay, are you taking these down?
Yeah, I am, mate. Yeah.
Adam, score, please.
Firstly, fuck the Hock, and I'm going to go 3-1 Leeds.
3-1 Leeds.
Good lad.
I'm going to end up with some mad score this week, haven't I?
Yeah, well, 3-1 and 4-1 Leeds. I'm going to be a little bit more conservative, and I'm going to go 3-3. 6 goals in the game, obviously.
Conservative. Is that what you call conservative?
That's what I call conservative.
You know he's a bit mad.
Hey, you'd be slightly. I hope you end up with it, Carl, because I'm 3rd in the league.
I don't want 3-3. I want a fucking 3-1 win or something like that, you know?
Is that a prediction, Carl?
No, I said I want. Off some of the.
We should nail him to that 3-1 there.
Great stuff. Great stuff, lads. Before we do close, it's worth noting that we've got a couple more bits being released this week, so keep your eyes peeled for In Off the VAR with Carl, and I don't know if it's going to be Jay or myself and Jimmy the Ref. We've also got a couple of previous interviews that are out there and live that are worth watching. We've got the interview with Dave Rowson, talking about his new book, which is out this week, I believe. I'm just waiting for an email from him, actually, just confirming the release date of that. And then the back catalogue of previous interviews as well, plus one new interview. So keep your eyes peeled. I'm sure there'll be some teasers going out for that over the next day or so. As always, we'll have Berardi and Cokes directly after the game on Monday night. Not sure who that's with. I think that's with Carl and Adam. So you should probably avoid that one.
Yeah, what?
Thanks, guys. Thanks to the 3 of you for jumping on tonight. Much appreciated. And on behalf of everybody at Orta No Better, hope you all enjoy your weeks. And we'll catch up with you later on. Take it easy.
Gilly, where are you?
Gilly.
See the Gilly.
See the Gilly.
GILLIOSKI.
Oh, my homie, who's in a dead.